Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to a new series, a new episode rather, of Take 3 envelopes. This one's a bit different and I hope you're going to like it because I've been playing about with an idea and I thought, yeah, let's go, we'll do it, alright. So I've got three envelopes of varying sizes. This one's roughly a bit bigger than like A5, and then we've got a normal letter envelope, and then I didn't have a little one in white like this, so I just had to make one on my envelope punch board. But to be honest, it could be done with two. It could be called Take 2 envelopes, but that ain't a thing on my channel. That's not a thing that we're doing. We've been doing Take 3, haven't we? So I'm using 3. But in a second, I shall show you that we could call it Take 2. Right, so as you can see, I'm sticking them all down because I'm going to cut the ends off of each one. So I'm just gluing them all down, first of all. So, right, let me tell you what I'm thinking. I've been working on a couple of altered notebooks. And it's not finished yet. I've got to put some bits in and like zhuzh it up and that. But these, a little textbook like this fits perfectly in these envelopes. Let me show you. So what I thought was, oh sorry for the squeak, we could make like a pouch for the book to go in. I think it'd be a really lovely gift. And then these envelopes become pockets on the front, because look, I've just whipped that top bit off, and now look, this fits perfectly inside with room to spare, so you can fill it a little bit more. You know, it's just a textbook, but you can like put stuff in the pockets and that, and it will still have plenty of room to go in there. And then with these, right, I'm going to take that much off of that one. And so you can do it with pretty much any size envelope, as long as the biggest one fits what your little booklet, whether you've made it from scratch or just bought a textbook like these school exercise books and zhuzhed them up. It's up to you. So, right, hang on. You know, I said it could be Take 2 envelopes, because look, I've just chopped that off, and that could, you could have your 3 pockets like that, couldn't you really? So you could do it that way. But like I said, we've got this little series running since last year of Take 3 envelopes, so that's what we're going to have. So I made a little one like that. But yeah, like I said, it could be 2 with a little, tiny little pocket, whatever you want, you know. So I think this is going to be a few parts long, you know. I'm seeing at least 3 parts, because we've got to decorate them all and that, get them stuck together, and yeah, make them all wonderful, ready for our ephemera to go in and our notebook. So I hope you're all well. I'm going to do a bit of stamping and whatnot, but first I've originally thought I'll undo this one, like peel it open and do some sewing and all of that. But not everyone's got a sewing machine, and the people that have got a sewing machine, not everyone wants to run paper and possibly glue and whatnot through their machine, which is understandable. So we're doing it without, and what I want is to make this very sturdy, okay, and to not feel like it's just paper. I want I'll probably use quite a bit of glue. We're going to decoupage, we're going to stamp, but first of all I'm going to put some gesso over it. Oh, I've got it open. I was thinking I was going to have to go and call one of my boys. But yeah, I thought we'd get some gesso over it to make it a bit more sturdy before we glue anything down and that. And so let's grab a brush. I don't want loads, I don't want quite a lot of thickness, but just a little bit, you know. So I'm just getting a little bit on a brush. You can do it on a card, like a credit card. I do that sometimes, but I tend to pick up more on that than I do on this nice rough brush. It's same brush I use for glue, like but when I don't need it to be too delicate. I've got nicer, softer brushes. This is like one I'd use with the kids, you know, with blues and whatnot. So it's quite rough, and it means it just spreads it much thinner because of that roughness of the bristles, don't it? So I hope everyone is all fine and dandy. Oh, it's been a mare here. We signed up to change from BT Internet over to Virgin because the speeds was ridiculously faster and for half the price that I was paying and that. So we scheduled, just in case, we scheduled for the internet with BT to end the day after Virgin was fitted. Oh, there was a problem. We've not got the cables coming in. Virgin thought that we did have, but at some time it's been pulled out the wall. There was just a little piece, and the guy gave a gentle pull on it and it just come out, and that was all there was. So they've sent people out and they've said, oh well, oh I ain't done this side, have I? They said, oh well, we need to dig up the road because they've checked round the back of the house and round the front. Yeah, no, you ain't got it going in. So they went, we're going to go away because we've got to go and get permission to dig up the road. That was a week ago. We ain't heard I'd nor heard of them since. I ain't done nothing for a week because I've got 2 videos waiting to go up that I filmed just before the internet stopped, and on that night before they cut ours off, I was trying to upload one of them and it was on there for hours and hours and nothing was going on because our speeds with BT have been ridiculous. And after we told them we was changing, I think they started doing it on purpose. It slowed right down. And yeah, we couldn't upload nothing. It was all nightmare. So I'm filming this. I don't know when yous are going to see me again. But I thought, I'm going to do some work because I've been sitting around watching films that we've got on memory sticks and that. Just getting depressed, no internet. Right, so I've just dried these off with my heat tool. And we're going to ink all around. I'm thinking, shall I go with grey? Oh, I'll just go with vintage photo for now. Just ink all around the edges. Actually, I think with a brush will be better. Just go around all the edges. And then we can start stamping, I think, first, before we do our decoupage. So, yeah, I'm filming this. By the time you see me, I will obviously have internet again, because then I'll be able to upload. But, yeah, I'm filming this at the minute, not knowing when it's going to happen. Well, it's already been a week now of waiting, and my son's spending countless hours on hold with people wanting to know what's going on, when it's going to be done, and no one seems to know. And you know with that situation you're in, when every time you ring them you've got to tell them everything from scratch because you're talking to a different person and they don't know what you're on about. So yeah, my son has been having that every day, and so it's just been a nightmare. But by the time this is up, I will surely have internet back. Unless I've nipped over to Jamie's. Unless, yeah, they changed the lockdown rules and I'm allowed to go and see Jamie, and I'll take my laptop and upload all my videos. But I don't think that's going to happen somehow. I don't think the rules are changing just yet. So, yeah, that's my situation at the minute. What a nuisance. And, yeah, we were so excited to be going with them because the speeds are so much faster, and yeah, for me, brilliant, half the price and that. But, oh dear, nothing but problems at the moment. Because, yeah, some engineer guys came out the day after the original guy that pulled the lead out the wall, and they went round the back of the house thinking, oh yeah, there'll be cable coming in through there, and there wasn't. And that's when they said, we've got to actually dig up the road outside your house. So that is where the issue is, but Lord knows when it's going to be. And so yeah, I used all my internet like on the first day. And so I keep having to ask Jamie, can you log into my Etsy shop just in case there's anything I've got to attend to, like if I've made any sales and I've got to post anything. But yeah, so that's how it is. Right, so they're going to be positioned roughly like that, but before I adhere them, I want to do some stamping both sides of that one, and then just on the fronts of these. And then once I stick them on, I think I'm going to decoupage then. I might do a little bit before so it's coming out from behind, but then I want bits overlapping so that these are adhered really super well. So that's what the plan is. But first we're going to stamp, and I don't need my platform because I'll just use this big background stamp, and it near enough covers it, and then I can just replace it again where I need to. Right, so I'll have my inks. I will start from the very lightest of pinks and just get a bit here and there, and then right, get a darker pink, like that, and then some grey, and then I've got a little black, and just in there a little bit, right, and yeah, I'm just going to flop it down, and then where it hasn't touched I'm going to reposition it. But oh, that's nice, isn't it? So I just need a bit up here, so again going from light to dark. Oh, right, and that's going up there. Let's see if I can just smush. Yes, right, so we've got the front covered, so there's a bit of a gap there. I'm just gonna get that rose. There we are. Right, and I'm going to do the same on the reverse. So I've got a really light colour. Alright, picked up some grey on there or black, but it'll rub off with a wipe. And so, yeah, sorry, I just went right into myself then while I was doing this, and I don't know what way up I've done that. I was right. So yeah, it's just I've got videos ready and waiting, but yeah, no internet. So I've watched a lot of films. Oh, it'd help if I took the cover off, wouldn't it? Yeah, watched loads of films that I haven't watched for ages. Watched all the Harry Potter series a couple of times over, and Fantastic Beasts ones. And then yeah, we've exhausted all the movie watching that I ever want to do in my life, because it's been so dull without the internet. You don't realise how much you love it until you ain't got it. And yeah, what's it? I'm lucky I've got Audible, so I have been able to listen to books, which has been handy. But I've listened to them all now. I've listened to them all a few times over. So I do like to repeat a book, and I have got books I've been reading a lot as well, which I do read a lot anyway. I do that much more than I would say like watch telly, but I do have the internet on all the time because that's what I do. That's the wrong lid. Yeah, and so without that, oh, you don't realise just how much you're gonna miss it. Right. And plop that there. Yay! Yeah, they're a bit rough and ready, but a bit like me. But they shall do. Right, so we've stamped just that side and both of them sides, and yep, it might look a bit of a mishmash, but I do like it. I love that background stamp, it's wicked. I have been asked about it a few times, and all I can tell you is that I got it on Amazon and quite a few years ago. So I've gone in my buying history, yeah, and I can't go back as far as the time when I bought it, so I can't tell you the make or nothing, because I just kept the plastic sleeve. I didn't keep the packaging, but I do like to keep my stamps in sleeves so that no bits go missing. But yeah, it is really lovely, and yeah, you can just, as you can see on the, like, even on like little spaces, it's just perfect. I do like the script stamps, like I think Tim Holtz does one of the background stamps that's like an unmounted like that, and it's just script. But then if I want just script, the reason I haven't splashed out and bought myself one is because there are bits of script on that stamp, you know, like look down here, so I could just ink that and dot it about, which is the beauty of it. So yeah, I've just kept to having that one. Right, what I'm thinking is I've got this beautiful napkin, haven't I? And I'm going to use part like that, like underneath here. Once that's on, I'm going to use another bit that's going over them both, and then a smaller bit probably of something else. But yeah, that is what I'm going to do. So I've got a softer brush. I'm going to pop my gesso away. so I don't end up with a cluttered up desk, and I'm just getting my glue. Here we are. Oh. And yeah, just start putting layers on now. I want it will smudge a little bit, but it don't matter because it's going to be covered up. And yeah, I want to do some on the back as well, because in the end I want this to be really sturdy, so like it can't tear, so it doesn't feel like an envelope at all. So we'll be doing quite a few layers, but I thought I'd just start off with a little bit like that. And obviously with this one I've got to do the back as well. That's why I'm saying it probably will be quite a long series, 2 maybe 3. Oh, where's that paper? I've got some of the lovely Lisa Silius Pepper, some of her paper in this lovely kind of like burgundy. So I'm going to stick a couple bits of that here and there as well, because yeah, it's just beautiful. It feels really nice, and again it adds that other texture. What I'm also thinking of adding is pieces of fabric, which is why I originally said, well, I originally thought about using the machine, which you could do, couldn't you? You could open this up and stitch onto it. Even you could even attach these by stitching on, you know, when you've got the envelope open, and then either gluing it or sewing it back together. Would be quite a nice idea, but like I said, I didn't want this to exclude anybody. And yeah, it won't, will it? With I might wrap around there with that, in which case I need that bit torn. And so yeah, doing it this way, anyone can do it as long as you've got glue and stuff to stick on, which we all have, haven't we? If you ain't, you're probably not you probably wouldn't be watching this, or if you are watching this, yeah, you either, like me, when I was new to this and I started watching people doing stuff with junk journals, because I used to do more like bullet journals and things, and I hadn't heard of junk journals, and then when I discovered them and found that I really liked it, I was buying stuff left, right and centre like a lunatic. But then I slowed down, because you don't need a ton. We all have got more than we need, I know that. But yeah, you don't need a ton of stuff, you know, and you pick stuff up along the way. And yeah, I try to keep costs down by, when it's possible, finding things at like the flea market and boot sales and stuff. Right, for a minute I'm just going to dry these off, because I don't want to end up sticking bits on and I've got other bits falling off, so I shall be right back. Right, I've dried that off. Oh, sorry, I'm having trouble with my camera clamp at the moment. I think I've got to get a new one. Right, I've got this lovely napkin, and it's just crying out for me to use. So I think I could have that big flower. Yeah, covering most of that, which would be perfect, because there's not going to be a pocket on the back. And this is just gorgeous. So yeah, I definitely want this. Right, I'm going to have to work out though where to come around. Oh, if I just sort of make that edge a bit raggedy, come in with that leaf like that. Right, then I won't have a dreaded like bump straight edge somewhere. Right, so making sure I've got it the right way up. Yeah, and I'm going to have that like that from the bottom. So I'll get some glue on here first. Not right lot. I just really smudged that ink there bad, but yeah, I'm going to. That'll be alright. And I do like that you can see through the napkin and see like the stamp underneath, like where there's bits of sheet music and text and patterns. I do like that. And I know this is up a bit from the bottom, but I'm going to attach some trim all around the bottom, so I'm not worried about that. I've come up a bit purposely because I just dragged the brush right across the envelope and dragged most of the black stamp with it, so that's why I've come up a little touch. But it really don't matter because, yeah, like I said, I'm going to be adding trim front and back, so you won't see that bottom edge. Oh dear. Oh. But yeah, if I'd known that this all weren't going to be sorted out, because the original guy said, don't worry, it'll all be done in a couple of days. If I'd known that it weren't going to be done the next day, I wouldn't have used all my internet, just watching stuff and listening to stuff. I would have saved it so that I would be able to sort of maybe do a little update or at least post something on my Instagram. But I wasn't thinking, oh, I just knocked my light over. I wasn't thinking ahead. Oh, that's it. Oh, I'm not turning it on properly. That's it. Yeah, I wasn't thinking ahead because I was told, yeah, it'll all be done in the next day or two. And yes, I wasted my internet binge watching stuff or listening and watching while I was doing stuff, mainly YouTube. Right, that feels pretty much dry. I'm going to snip that off. I don't want to cut into the envelope, so I'm going to be careful. But yeah, I wouldn't have wasted my internet like that if I'd known that I was going to be in this situation. I can't even blog. I'll tell you what I have done, though, which is cool. I finished dream catchers for all of my grandkids. I have took pictures of them, and I'll either put them on Instagram, well, I'll probably do both. I'll probably put them up on Instagram and on my blog, because I'm really pleased with how they turned out. And yeah, I want to share how pleased I am and how good they look. Right, I'm thinking before we position anything else, I might use some of this on this side. And yeah, coming up, obviously I've got that there, so I'll come off about here, but I think I do want some of that writing, so we'll come off there, and this can be used on another bit to, I didn't realise that still had a back on that bottom bit. Oh, and I'm getting a right pickle. Right, let's leave that a minute and come round here. And so, yeah, one of the things that has been a pain is it's put me behind schedule on the kit I was working on. I've got all the images that I want, and different bits for backgrounds and whatnot, but I ain't put them all together yet how I want them, and I did want it ready by the 1st of February, but it's the 1st today while I'm doing this. And the stuff is on my laptop, but I can't do nothing with it because I was going to do, like, I use, what's it called? I haven't got like Photoshop. I use like websites for different editing, you know. So it's free, and the ones I use, like obviously they're websites, so you've got to be linked up to the internet to use them. So that's been quite frustrating, but once you're seeing this and I'm up and running again, I'm back to having the internet. It shouldn't take me too long. I've got one kit ready to go, you know, but I haven't been able to. But the other one, hopefully, as soon as I get my internet back, it'll hopefully only take me like maybe a week, or if I work really hard, under that. But I don't like to try and push myself too much, otherwise I get ill and then I can't do nothing. So yeah, I'm thinking as soon as my internet's on, I'll try and set myself little goals, you see. And yeah, my goal was to have it ready to go up. I had to have 2 kits ready to go up by the 1st of February. And I've got one. And yeah, so as soon as the internet comes back on, that one will be up straight away, because that hasn't really been anything difficult for me. It's another set of faux fabrics, so it's called Faux Fabrics Set 2, and there will also be freebie page over on my blog on Coffee. It's linked below, completely free of charge. Don't have to join up, don't have to spend nothing, do nothing, just go over there, right click and save it. So I really like that. But I mean, you don't, like, you only got to see pieces, because I've got to have that there, and this will be on top of that. But yeah, I am liking it so far, so I'm going to dry this off, and then yeah, we'll stick these on, I think, after that, and then we'll do a bit more decoupage. Right, I've dried this off, and I've just started because one of the boys was needed to be in the kitchen, which is next to me. But I've just started going over with a nail file, emery board. Right, that bit ain't stuck very well. I'll come back to that in a minute. And I'm just sanding off some of the rough edges. Some of it's coming off a bit, but it don't matter, because our other envelope's going to be there. But yeah, I just wanted some of the roughness, or the joins, like the seams, so it feels quite seamless, is what I'll try and go for. Right, so I'm kind of liking the feel of that, and as you can see, it's much more sturdy than it was as just a plain bit of envelope. Right, so I'm going to have that one about there, and then that one about there, and then we're going to decoupage onto them. I think I'll do a bit on here, then stick that, and then do a bit more. So I'm not gonna leave the back, like this bit open, like normally, like sometimes you go around the free edges, wouldn't you, to leave that as a pocket as well. I'm not going to do that because I need it to adhere really well. So we're going to go over the whole lot. But then yeah, probably after that I'll probably leave it for today, because otherwise this would be 50 years long. And yeah, no one wants that, so I'll split them up into a couple. Most of that flower's lost under there, unfortunately, because it is beautiful. There is the one on the back though in full that I'm not going to cover, which is cool, so I like that. And what I probably will do, I wonder if I go over the pear. with them like that. That might be nice. Yeah, I think I am going to do that. So I'm not going to stick anything on there on its own. Oh, I'm going in the wrong glue. I'm going to glue this on. And then once they're on, I'm going to decoupage on top of both so that they're really well stuck to the bigger envelope, which will be the book pouch. And these will just be like for ephemera and that. So push that down. I've done that, yeah. I was just checking that it wasn't upside down, because you know me. I am normally Calamity Alley, so I'm just rolling in it, because we have got nice strong glue underneath, but I want to make sure it's nicely spread out so that this ain't going nowhere once it's put inside and all of that, which they seem to be nicely stuck. So, and I will put bits of trim going across the top to reinforce it as well. But yeah, I do think that flower is a cracker, isn't it? It is a lovely one. So, where's my little pen? Here it is. Right, we'll just lose these bits. And right, I need to see how far up I need my flower to come. Right, so if I'm going from there, I can then come round, right, come round this bit like that. Right, there we are. Gorgeous. But yeah, the other thing that has been horrible, I can't FaceTime my grandkids. Me and Jamie don't tend to FaceTime much. We just normally talk to each other on the phone. Sometimes we're FaceTiming, especially if I'm telling him how to do something. He'll be on his laptop mixing his tunes up, and then he wants to attach something else, so I add this new software, and we'll FaceTime if we've got to do things like that. Because I'll be telling him, no, go this way, do that, and it's really hard, unless you can see, because on my laptop things sometimes look different than on his. But yeah, we don't tend to do it that much, only in occasions like that. But I FaceTime with me eldest daughter and grandkids quite a lot, so that's been really hard. I've really missed them. But I've got all their dream catchers finished, which was brilliant. And for my eldest daughter's 3 kids, I put them in the post. I wrapped them all individually in tissue and folded all the long threads and ribbons. Folded them nicely in tissue, and then wrote their name on them, and then popped them in the post. They got them the next day. They were so happy. And then my daughter rang me on the night and said, Mum, I've already put them up on the walls. They look brilliant in their bedrooms. So yeah, that was quite productive. Right, I really love that. I'm just going to dry it off. Right, so we've now got a nice dried off flower there. So it is feeling nice and sturdy already, but I ain't finished. But for today we are finished. But yeah, next time we're still going to be adding. I thought, remember the other week, with Lisa's papers, I cut out some like butterflies and things, and they stuck on so well. They was lovely, and so I'm thinking of doing that like with this colour here and there, because then it really matches like the petals, and even the darker bits of like the hydrangea, and I think that will look really nice. And also fabrics. some trims and that, different bits here and there. So that's what we've got coming up next time. But for now, I'm just finished. I think what I'll probably do when I turn off the camera is just go over like white bits, you see, like this is very white and that, and so I'll probably go over with little bits of vintage photo and then maybe even like some grey or that as well. But that's all I'm doing, is just grabbing the brushes and just getting rid of like any stark white before we add our next layers. But yeah, that's it for today. I'll be doing this while I'm cooking my dinner. While I'm waiting for bits to cook, I'll be coming back and going over the white bits. So I'll leave you, if you're doing it as well, I'll leave you to your own white bits. And yeah, I shall see you. I've just realised what I said. Oh dear, I'll see you very soon next time. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope that you'll be giving this a go with me, and we'll be making our book pouches together. And if you want me to do the altered notebook, like to do that on camera after we come to the end of this episode, which I don't know how many parts it's going to be, by the way. I'm thinking 3, but we might get it done in 2. But yeah, if you want me to do the altered notebooks as well, we could do them afterwards another time. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comments if you're doing it, or if you're if you fancy doing like the altered notebooks. And I'll see you very soon. Stay safe and well, my lovelies, and I'll be back later. Love you loads. Bye.